Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Fix It with FC here. Today I'm going to show you how I had to fix my heating system. I believe that's called Arcoaire, I'm not sure. But I woke up this morning and it was a little chilly, so I put it at 70 and there was just a constant hum. Didn't fire up at all. So I started the investigative process by shutting it off and coming out here. Now my first inkling was it might be the igniter. That was just what I thought. I've had problems before, but this unit is only 11 years old. I would say that's, if you maintain them, that's considered maybe half-life of it. So it is, relatively not new, but pretty close to that, 11 years half-life. But what I did and what I'm doing now is first I'm going to take off the covers, okay? There are 4 bolts right down there. And I'm going to do this in segments, guys. It's a little hard to do this, just one person doing the filming. So hang in there and I'll get to the next step in a minute. Okay folks, we got the cover off and my first thought is I wanted to check up here. I hope you can see it. There's the flame. I don't know if you can actually see it back there, but back there is the flame sensor. And the igniter up there, it all looks good. I have found what I think is the problem. Now the first thing I did was, you come over here and you definitely, without a doubt, when you're working on this, you shut down the burner. Okay, that's number one. Okay. Now, the first thing I noticed, I put right here. Now, if you're not comfortable working on this stuff yourself, I strongly suggest that you call a HVAC guy. Really, seriously. But I just like to tinker with things before I make that call, because that call could cost about $180 service call just to start with. But what I did is I hooked up my amp meter right here. Now this is what we used to call that. Now I don't know if they call that the same thing now. We used to call it the inducer motor. Now I don't know if that's what it's still called. Now I hooked up right here my amp meter and turned back on the switch, and what was it showing was low amperage. Okay, now from that diagnostic, the next thing I did is I spun the motor, and what I heard really shocked me. Water. There was water in the, let's call it the inducer motor. Okay, now what I had to do, and this is just giving you a little insight on what I did, okay? And maybe it'll help you out on your unit if this happens. This was, I hate to say this, it is my fault. Poor maintenance. Okay, why I say that, okay, is what happened, if you look right here, I took this pipe right off, okay, and I found out by just simply blowing in it that it was clogged. Okay, the drain was clogged. Once I did that, I cleaned it out very well. I did it actually with my mouth, but then I did do it with air. And this is called the condensate line. Now, I should have probably done that once a year, but I didn't. But that solved the problem. As you can see, as you go right up there, it was coming right in there, and folks, it had nowhere to go. It had nowhere to go because it was blocked, so it went back in to the inducer motor. So that was the problem, but it's still, I had to go one more step. So what I had to do is take out the bolts. I'll show you where they are. And I had to pull this motor out. And I'm going to tell you, yes, there was water in here. I emptied it, and then I put it back. Okay? And I haven't had a problem since then. But I thought I would, what the main object is yes, I got this running, but it was poor maintenance on my part, okay? Simply by blowing out the condensate line, I would have never had that problem because the water had nowhere to go. And it was building up right in here. So the next thing you have to do is, I have to go back here and I put my, on the black lead, my amp meter. And it had to show, it immediately when it turned on, I could tell that it fired up. And it showed the correct amperage. Instead of low amperage, it showed the proper amperage, and it was able to spin fast enough to fire up the unit. Okay, folks, I hope this helps you. Again, I'm not a HVAC guy, but I will tell you, if you're not comfortable doing anything on your heating, either the oil or the gas, call a professional. To me, it's not that I'm comfortable with it, it's just that if I could save myself some money and you, because, you know, we're in a bad time right now. We have to all help each other. The thing I would suggest is right here. Blow out your condensate line, okay? And that'll alleviate this possible problem, and there's a lot of other problems that these heating systems could give you, but that's just one little tip, to blow out the condensate line. Well, I hope this helps you. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, and please give me a like. It goes a long way to supporting the channel. Thank you very much.